Nikita. I'm senior software engineer. Right now, I'm working at Netscard, um, and I'm building pipelines and try to see out the box. How can I help business to earn more money and solve some problems with data? How to get data from the raw and give this information for the specific department who worked with the data and try to predict some movements, clients, behaviors. I can slightly introduce what I'm doing right now and what is my team and what we are doing actually. I would like to discuss my current company and what we are doing for your better understanding. Netscard, it's a global CDN provider. We have physical edges that we are serving on the internet providers, and
Mm-hmm.
we helping our clients with the video content. We are
Nice.
pre-caching and caching video content to uh, decrease the latency between our customers and the providers. Yes, it's a CDN. I am doing everything that related with the marketing, with the backend, with the application team for better understanding what is happening on our edges, physical edges, and how can I
Mm-hmm.
help to the, for example, marketing and the sales to be efficient and performant.
It looks like you quite focused on consumption layer. It is unconventional for a data engineer. How did it happen?
It was a long journey. I touched different like sectors of the engineering, and I found
Mm-hmm.
myself in data. I really like analyzing. In the beginning, I really adore about analyzing data and transform the data, play with the data, to do some insights and show this for the management.
What did you like about our company?
I checked your website and also I spoke with the David, and I like this idea to work with creative people
Mm-hmm.
who deliver some unique content, unique
Yeah.
product. And I saw also some tiers that you have for the different, I
Mm.
think, like size of the clients, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty familiar with that. We also have some tiers with the different size of the clients, and I'm also doing some investigation and presenting for our sales who work with the
Mm-hmm.
different size of the clients. Um, what's the history with the client? What's the
Mm.
behavior? What clients is using or not? What the
Yeah.
products? What type of events our clients is generating? And I think it's pretty similar what you are doing.
What do you like about your current role?
Data for me, it's not only about the SQL querying, it's also about the
Mm-hmm.
building infrastructure. For example, I found myself really enjoyable to build in some like clusters in the Kubernetes and
Mm-hmm.
connecting some different parts in between. Recently, my biggest project was about containerizing different application. I containerized Airflow, Airbyte inside of Kubernetes, and
Mm-hmm.
also different Postgres database. And I'm doing um, transformation throughout raw data and deploying and pushing into Snowflake. I really adore about scheduling, some performance improvement for our data pipelines. I also have some ownership with the team. Um, I discuss with product managers about some changes or implementing new pipelines to get new data from the source and deliver to data marts.
Which part in your company would you like to change?
For example, some of the simple thing that um, we can adjust, it's a performance. Um,
Mm-hmm.
for example, we can change full reload to the incremental because we can reduce the cost and
Mm.
also performant. It's really important how fast we can deliver our data to the terminal users or terminal
Yes.
customers. Actually, Snowflake, it's a big headache for me. I try to analyze the costs and also reduce. So I need to do some analysis, warehouse analysis, and I created some dashboards to represent daily or monthly or yearly costs for the Snowflake and try to analyze between some range of time.
What dimensions are you using to analyze credit consumption in Snowflake? Do you slice them by jobs, users, warehouses?
I am using the credits and also time to turn. As you know, we can, for example, use different warehouses for different tasks. For example, we
Mm.
have some warehouse for dev, and also we can adjust the size of the warehouse and the compute power. I can analyze also query performance, query plan, how much time we spent on the query, and how much
Mm.
power consumption. So I analyzing this kind of stuff to
Mm.
get some insights and reduce the costs. Some of the house are, for example, underutilized or overutilized, and I need to find this golden middle and adjust it.
Of course. That's a big part of any data engineer's tasks, I guess. And if it sounds like you've worked a lot with stakeholders. So if you're trying to explain to a stakeholder what the value is of something like DBT or maybe Terraform, um, how would you do that in a non-technical way if you had to explain that to like a CFO or a marketing person or someone like that?
How would you explain the value of a technical stuff DBT or Terraform to non-technical audience like marketing person, CFO, customer, etc.?
About speaking with non-technical persons, I would like to use some metaphors, maybe simplifying some themes to
Mhm.
avoid using the development uh, lexic and just try to explain as simple as I can. Maybe
Mm.
some um, examples from the real life, because DBT it's like a business logic into the SQL framework, and
Mm.
I need to explain if it's actually needed because I don't know when I want to explain DBT for the customers, or
Yes.
if you're talking about our for example internal team, it's a different. You also mentioned about the Terraform.
Yeah.
Terraform it's a code for the infrastructure to make it
Mm.
transparent, reliable, and reproducible. We can use the prod, development, or stage. It's a
Mm.
different types of environment. Do some staging and deploying to the production.
We are value the spread of knowledge. What do you think makes you a good mentor?
Have actually a good example for you. Sometimes
Nice.
we maybe once per year we have interns or I don't know how it's exactly the term in Canada. We have undergraduate students who come to us to get the skills. I have a leadership on these students, and I'm teaching this group how to work with the data, some basics concepts, and another example, mm, we have like community with the
Yeah.
data engineers, and we attracting some uh, like newcomers from different, for example, different developers who wants to turn
Mm.
his career into the data. I'm doing some workshops, video calls, do some projects, and present it in real time. And we are doing
Nice.
in parallel. I'm helping, and so I'm developing some documentation before, and we are going step by step throughout this process, and I am answering for the questions.
How would you go if you need to learn a new technology, for example GCP?
If I learn some, for example, as you mentioned, GCP, it's like a cloud platform. I have some background experience with Amazon or Azure, and actually it's simpler for me because we have just different naming, but the structure, the main theme, it's pretty similar. And I'm using the documentation. I'm trying to implement some maybe pet projects for better understanding how it works on a small size of data, creating the maybe dummy Postgres, and try to use this tool to implement some basic things that I'm doing on my workplace. So
Nice.
it's not the big deal, um, because I have experience. And I mean, tools are coming every year in the
Yeah.
data. Actually, I remember the picture about the data engineering. And for
Yeah.
example, if we are talking about the 2015, it's like really rare icons on the picture. But if you look at this picture right now, you are
It's
not
crazy
able
classic.
to see what's the icon inside this picture, right? I would like to know more about your team methodology, and as you mentioned, um, you don't have any machine learning specialist, but I see that you are going to the AI. Could you describe it? What's the size of your Snowflake right now? What's the cost? What is your goals, your personal goals, and also the goal of data engineering team? I think you answer on all of my questions. Thank you very much, you too.